Today, we'll be discussing 5 of the most common interview questions. It's very important that you're prepared to answer each of these. The first is really not a question, it's a statement. But in fact, it is the most commonly asked or stated first question during an interview. It is, tell me about yourself. It is purposely open-ended for just that reason. The employer has already looked at your resume. That's why you're there for the interview, but they're interested in more breadth and depth about your qualifications. Items you should touch on in Tell Me About Yourself are your academic qualifications, your professional experiences, certainly include your internship when you're talking about those, and finally share with them some personal qualities and the skills that you possess. Be careful with that. You don't want to share truly personal information, but personal qualities such as you possess a strong work ethic, you're dedicated, you're someone who appropriately uses a sense of humor in the workplace, are all items that could be included in that question. Another commonly asked question, why are you interested in this position? This is where your research about the organization comes in. What is implicit or unstated in that question is, why are you interested in this particular position with our particular organization? Your knowledge about the organization, the clients it serves, its mission, all help you to customize that answer so the employer doesn't feel as if they are one on a list of 20 and you'll just be glad to get a job with any of them. Third, this third question is troubling for a lot of people. It's 2 parts. What are your greatest strengths? What are your greatest weaknesses? I like to use a picture, if you will, to describe how to think about answering this question. Think of the old-fashioned weights that were on chains. For your strengths response, you want that to be heavy. Give them several, cite 3 or 4 strengths, and explain each one. Don't just rattle off communication skills, leadership qualities, and so on. Provide examples for each. Thinking of those scales again, when you talk about your weakness, only one minor weakness should be addressed. Don't name more than one. Do not select something that is integral to the performance of your position. Sharing with them a fear about speaking to large groups of people when you know making presentations is part of the job description is not a good choice. The other information they're looking for in that question is, how have you overcome that weakness, or what strategies do you currently utilize to make it less of an issue for yourself? So make sure you share those as well. Fourth, why should we hire you? And again, this is a question where they are asking, why should we hire you? But essentially what they're looking for is, why should we hire you compared to the other 6 candidates that we're interviewing today? This is another question where you want to be comfortable and confident in sharing with them what your strengths and skills are, and also customizing your answer, customizing those qualities and skills to that particular organization. Finally, you will probably be asked a behavior-oriented question. I can't really give you a specific example there because that could be one of any number of things, but it will be something related to your particular field. They will describe for you a situation that occurs in the workplace, illustrate different factors that are involved, and then ask you how you would respond in that moment, in that situation. With those answers, take your time, pause for a second if you need to before you respond, and make sure that you describe how you're addressing the situation. detailing techniques that you're using and why you're selecting those particular strategies, and what accomplishments or results you would expect. Often with the behavior-oriented questions, it's not so much an exact right answer that they're looking for, as it is what kind of critical thinking skills, judgment, and decision-making skills you possess. You'll be asked many questions, but those are 5 of the most common, so knowing those gives you an advantage and points you in the right direction to being prepared for your first interview. Good luck in your job searching efforts.